First, I just want to thank God because there's a lot of prayers going up on Saturday night, I guess, after we lost that first game. And I told you guys the sun was going to come up the next day. It did. And he gave our players the strength to be able to go out there and compete and just focus on being in the present moment and winning one pitch at a time. And I can't tell you how proud I am of our players, what Burley and Wash and Pack and TB and Cooch and Jake, Agnos and Brick and just everybody, man. Everybody contributed. You got guys like Garrett Saylor and Cam Colmore just going out there pitching their tails off. And, I mean, there's so many others that went out there, Ryder Giles, and, everybody's pitching on fumes. And the crowd was amazing. I don't think our guys could have gotten through it these past 2 days if it weren't for the crowd. I've coached in a lot of places. I've won regionals at places, and there wasn't a better atmosphere than there was tonight in Greenville, North Carolina, I can promise you. There might not have been as many people, at at our places, other places, but it felt like there was 10, 15,000 people out there, and it was awesome.
You talked about running the marathon. How much you threw it? Do you feel like you went 26 points?
I feel like I went 26 rounds with Mike Tyson. And I didn't even play. So I'm just, I'm not as emotional as I was before because I knew these guys had poured their heart and soul into it before we even played the game. And I was content, and I never told them that. But if we lost, that we put it all on the line. And when you're a coach and your kids give you every ounce of energy and effort, that's all you can ask for. And these guys don't understand why I push them sometimes so much in the fall. But if we didn't do what we did in the fall, then we couldn't have done what we did this weekend. I think it was a 7.5% chance when you lose the first game to win a regional. So maybe it's 8% now. Maybe we helped out somebody else that loses on day one. But just super proud of our guys and just thankful to be a part of Pirate Nation. And I couldn't be coaching at a better place than Pirate Nation.
Last year you talked a lot about the importance of hosting a regional and how that felt to you personally, Coach Claire, and that. This one, how did it feel to celebrate in the regional?
To be honest with you, it really hasn't set in. Like, I sat back and I didn't jump in the dog pile because I've been on the other side as a coach when people dog pile in front of you, and I wanted to respect Campbell and Justin and what they did because they had an unbelievable season. I wanted to be in there, but last time I was in there in 2016, Volv was underneath me, and he had an elbow stuck in my sternum, and I hurt for like 2 weeks. So as banged up and as old as I am right now, I was like, let's stay out of it this time. So I'll let them do it. And I was really more worried about Volv getting hurt than anything else, but just super proud. It's a great moment. And I'll go back and look at videos and stuff and remember this the rest of my life.
Following the opening loss, you guys have outscored opponents 44-9 in that span. I mean, is that a testament to this team and facing adversity makes you guys better?
Look, I've said this before. I think I said it after today, and these guys would admit to it. In the fall, we were trying to find our identity, and it didn't flow. It wasn't right, and it was really frustrating on my part because I couldn't understand. These guys had, a lot of them, especially like Wash and Pack, had experienced what they had early in their career in 2017 when we didn't do things right all the time. And, we had some injuries that year, but it wasn't the right culture, and we had to get better at it. And then they worked their tails off in the fall of 2017. I've never been around a group that showed up every day. It didn't matter what we did. They just got after it. And then this fall, it wasn't as good. And I was like, why is this happening? But it made me a better coach. It made me work with these guys and talk and have more conversations individually. And really, when we started 8-5, it was all about just getting closer with one another. And I can tell you this, if these guys weren't as close as they are to each other and didn't love one another as much as they do, we wouldn't be able to do what we did this weekend. And it's all about loving one another and playing for one another, and they played their tails off this weekend.
Was there ever any doubt these last 2 days?
No, there was zero doubt. We were just playing hard and knowing we could do what we did. So.
Any of the players can answer this one. This is the first East Carolina team to lose their opening game in a regional and come back to win it. Considering where you guys were Saturday night, how can you begin to put this into words?
You know, like Coach said, he didn't have a doubt in his mind. We didn't have a doubt in our mind either. Quinnipiac's a great team. Campbell's a good team. NC State's a good team. But all we had to do was take it one pitch, one game at a time, and I think we did a really good job of that. Battled through a lot of adversity. People were banged up, hurt, but it didn't matter. We were going to put everything on the line for Pirate Nation.
Could you guys feel the momentum building with each win? It seemed like, the crowd was getting bigger, the team was playing with more momentum. Could you guys feel that kind of building throughout the weekend?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, each win got us one game closer, and we just had to really focus on, like we all talk about, taking one game at a time. I mean, you get a 5-run lead on Campbell, it's hard to take it one inning at a time. You're looking ahead, but we stayed in the moment and obviously put up 12 on them, so it was awesome.
Brian, is there any way to describe for you in early breakouts, all y'all been kind of beat up different times this year, for you the last few years, what has it been like just to play through some of the toughness and stuff y'all had to do?
I mean, it's been tough, but Zach Womack does a great job with me and with the whole team to get us ready. It's really hard to think about it in the box. I was thinking about it a lot against NC State. How much I was hurting, but I just kind of put it behind me. Didn't think about it. Just tried to grind, change my swing a little bit, alter it so it wasn't hurting my hamstring. But in the end, if I got hurt, who cared? Who cares? It's for my teammates.
From the outside looking in, there might have been a little bit of panic after you guys lose that first game, but obviously internally you guys buckle down.
That's why we got off social media on Tuesday.
So from inside the clubhouse, what's it like to really bond together and you guys fight through and accomplish the goal you set out to?
Yeah, I mean, you win, you lose, you go home. I mean, that's the end. That's the
So how good was Wash this weekend?
No.
Yeah, Wash was awesome. He, I mean, obviously he put the ball in play a lot, and it was just awesome to see that from one of your teammates.
Can you not be a clown the rest of the press conference?
I honestly forgot the question.
But before the tournament, you said the team was different, and they were different.
Yeah.
Big wins, why?
It just goes back to, like I said, when we were 8-5, we just got closer to one another, and they don't like to hear it, but I didn't take their cell phones. I just said, don't bring your cell phones up to the facility, and if we had a team meeting or a team meal, then you had to talk to your teammates. And just in the world they live in, they look at their cell phones all the time, and their minds go from Instagram to Snapchat. It's all over the place, so their attention span's really short, and it just helped them be closer to one another. And I'm just proud of them because there's pressure. I told you guys after we won the first game today, and there's pressure playing here. Look, Coach LeClair's story is in their face all the time, and I feel bad for them because they want it so bad because of Coach LeClair. And Lynn and Audrey were here yesterday, and I couldn't even look them in the eye because I want it so bad for them. And it is what it is, but I told them before we played in the first regional game, this isn't about the other however many teams have been to regionals and super regionals and not been to Omaha. This is their team. This is the 2019 team, and this is their story. It's not my story. It's not the 09 team story. It's not the 2016 story. It's not the 01 team that I was on. I mean, nobody knows this place better than I do. I played here, and I just want them to lay it on the line like they did this weekend, and that's what they did.
What does this do for your program nationally? Talk about this. Another program builder. The reputation continues to grow. East Carolina already had a great reputation in baseball already. But talk about what this kind of does as you continue building blocks on this program.
I don't like to talk about, that kind of stuff, but I like to brag on these guys. So there's never been, back-to-back regional host in East Carolina history, not on campus, and these guys were a part of it. And they deserve all the success, and, we'll get recognized nationally by what they did on the field. Look, I just point them in the right direction with Coach Palumbo and Coach Roselle, Pete Biscano, Brandon Golden, Womack, Haley Harrison, the rest of our support staff. So, and then they go out there and perform at a high level.
Coach, what's the plan for the rest of the week?
we're just gonna go to the beach and hang out and just throw in the towel. So no, I told them that they can have tomorrow off and set some of the pitchers, and especially Burley needs to work out because he's a little bit out of shape. But
What?
no, we're gonna have tomorrow off and we'll get them off their feet. But some of the pitchers do need to work out, and I just want to commend our entire pitching staff again, because when we lost the first game and we went to the bullpen early, I knew that it was going to be tough and some other guys were going to have to step up, and I knew our offense was going to have to score runs. And what Agnos did against NC State to go that deep in the game, but like I said, other guys stepping up. And Burley, for the amount of workload he's had this year and coming in the Quinnipiac game and coming in first and second, and then we misplayed a bunt and this bases loaded, no outs. And I go to the mound and I look at Burley and the rest of the infielders and said, hey, look, this isn't how you draw it up, but let's just get out of this damn thing. And being the competitor Burley is, and Quinnipiac doesn't strike out much. I mean, he struck out the first two guys, and the emotion and just the way the crowd was. And I know we didn't win the game, but that was a really special moment. And just like I said, I'm super proud of our guys.
This question is for any of the players. Coach mentioned before this press conference that he wasn't as emotional after this win compared to the emotion he showed after the win earlier this afternoon. Did he show that to you guys in the locker room after you guys won the first game, you won that first elimination game? What was the mood in the locker room, and how did that carry over into tonight's game too?
Oh, the mood was light. We knew what we had to do, and we knew we could do it, so it was never really any tension on us. We just knew we had to go out there and play our brand of baseball, and we'd be all right.
Jake, getting most outstanding player, you obviously were red hot this weekend. What does that mean to you? A big honor, obviously.
It's a great honor, but I'm really happy with how our team played and how our pitchers responded to some adversity, and how our lineup was able to get some quality at bats this weekend.
With Coach Maynard coming in, obviously stepping up big and getting some at bats, just how fun was that?
I don't know if it was fun. It was a little bit stressful. I mean, the guys probably couldn't tell I was stressed out, but at the time, we were thin on the mound, and we knew Cooch had to pitch. I wanted to start him in the inning, and I knew if we put him in that inning that, the spot was going to come back up. Nick Barber was in that spot, and we went to Ryder just because, when you got Gavin who's throwing, 95 to 99 miles an hour, you want to just mix it up and a different speed. So we brought Ryder in, and then wanted Cooch to start a clean inning. And I knew he'd have one at bat. I didn't know he was going to have two at bats. So I'll tell you what, the Wolf kid made an unbelievable play. Should have had RBI. I mean, most third basemen don't make that play, but Cooch, what he's done for this team, and to have the outing he did on Friday, and then come back and in the moment that he had tonight, I mean, that just tells you what kind of teammate he is. And I know I talk about this a lot, but all these guys are great teammates. But Cooch has been a great teammate for 2 years and really works his tail off, and I'm just so happy for him.
When you guys hear that you're going to a super regional, what goes through your head as you guys get ready for this next weekend and the week ahead?
I prepare like we have all year. Obviously, going to a super regional is one step, and we're just going to do what we did this week all season. Like we harp on, just taking it one step at a time, preparing, not doing anything stupid, and staying in the present moment.
Player question. That crowd was incredible tonight. What was it like for you guys as far as what it did for your confidence and energy to have everybody just into every pitch?
Yeah, it just felt like us in the crowd. It was just all against who was in the box or on the mound for Campbell. And, the dugout did a really good job of getting the crowd into it. Even players in the field, Coach Godwin at third, just getting the crowd into it. It's just nice having them behind you and helping you through the game.
Coach Godwin, I remember you saying last year you weren't worried about the players you were losing. And to get the pitching you got tonight in your fourth game in 2 days, talk about that.
Well, first off, every time a player leaves our program, the media and the fans act like we're not prepared for it. So when Travis Watkins left, I've talked about this a lot. Everybody was like, who's going to catch? And I said, we'll be fine behind the plate. Last year when Connor Litton, was drafted, who's going to play third base? And I mentioned to you guys that my mom even was like, oh, my God, who's going to play third base? And I think we got a quality third baseman this year. So Jeff Palumbo, Dan Rozelle, the entire staff does a great job recruiting, and we bring in the right players. And they're talented, but they're the right players that fit into our culture. And we don't just take anybody. If you're not a team guy, and everybody can't play at East Carolina. People come here sometimes, and it's too hard. And I tell kids all the time, if you don't like hard work, don't come to East Carolina. That's the only time I'll have an issue with you, because I believe in blue-collar, hard work, grind it out. And these guys will take this memory the rest of their life, and if they weren't hard workers, they wouldn't have been able to accomplish what they did this weekend.
Gavin Williams hitting 100 miles an hour. Does he do that in practice, or is that just he pumped up?
I knew that it was going to be electric at the first inning, just because he's an adrenaline junkie, and he went to Coach Rozelle first and said, hey, I want the ball. And Gavin doesn't say a whole lot, so I'm walking in the locker room. He says, Coach, I want the ball. And I was like, who's talking to me? He said, oh, it's Gavin. And I was like, well, just promise me this. You won't go out there and take it as a start. You'll take it as a relief appearance and just go out there and close out innings. And he said, deal. I said, I don't care if you throw 2 innings, 3 innings, 4 innings, just close it out. And I knew the first inning with that crowd, he was going to be throwing the crap out the ball, and he was.
One more question. Where's your coach? Guys, what's it like after the game and after all the celebrations, all the donuts, to have your friends and your family on the field celebrating with you?
It's really exciting, and just seeing my dad out there. My mom couldn't make it, but it's heartwarming seeing them all out there and proud of you.
Black jerseys the rest of the way?
Of course.
I think so.
Yeah, everybody wanted to wear camo hats, and I
Oh, you're taking the credit for that?
100%.
Oh, wow. Wow.
I made the executive decision that we'd wear the
I think
purple
he
hats.
lost
He
it.
just looks
didn't.
chunky in camo hats.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jeff.